Rhonda Snyder with TravelGPA. In this session, I'm actually going to go over the TravelGPA HD version. It's currently in a test environment, so any changes that are made here are not going to impact the production environment for the current report card, and vice versa. Any changes that you make there will not be carried over. You'll notice the URL here. It's just the https://test.travelgpa.com, and you can log into the system. Anyone who has had a logon to TravelGPA has been given access using your existing login to be able to access the test environment. If you're just creating a login or you're just getting your login for the first time and you can't log into the test environment, please just send me an email or give me a call and I'll get you activated. So what you're seeing here is the main screen when you first log into the system. If you've already been in the system, it'll actually remember the GPA that was last produced, as well as give you your individual goal metric GPA and your benchmark GPA. And then over here on the right is all of your different filtering criteria available. And you can see that I went ahead and selected an account. I have the date range set for the last 12 months. If you wanted to modify that, you just click on Edit. You can see that we have quite a selection of dynamic date ranges available. You can select whatever you wanted to see, or you can select the custom date range and actually enter your start and end date. Once you make your changes, you just click Save. That'll save it for you. Here's the account that I have selected. If I wanted to filter that in any way, you can. If I wanted to change account, you can click on Change. You have your individual account selections and your account group selections here. This will show any of your active accounts. You can just make the selection and then again click Save. You can also filter this based on anything that's being collected in the Sort 1, Sort 2, or Sort 3 field. So in this case, if we wanted to see the Sort 1 for Ecolab, you can see the list here, make the selections from whatever you wanted to see, and then click Save. Same with Sort 2 and Sort 3. Last selection is all your settings. You just click on Edit if you want to change this. We have the benchmark comparison set to similar spend. You can change that to whatever you want. You can exclude any low-cost carriers from any of your goals. If you wanted to do that, you just click on the Exclude Low-Cost Carriers. There's a goal option to include the Sort 1 fields with your travelers when you look at the goals based on individual travelers. So if you wanted to include that, you just check it, click Save, and then all of this information will be saved. And the nice thing about this is you can set up as many as you want for these preset date ranges. So to do that, you can just click on Duplicate Criteria Set, and then you can create one for another client. You can see the name has already been defaulted to Ecolab with a 2. But if I wanted to change this to a different client, I could go ahead and select this client. I'll leave the Sort 2 and Sort 3 as is, but I'm going to go ahead and select Save. I'll leave all this as is, and then I'm going to rename this. So we'll go ahead and call it AmeriCredit. So now I can go between my different accounts. Like I said, you can select as many of these as you want, and then you can set up the filtering criteria. So if for one account you wanted to set up individual departments, you can just go through all your different selections, and it'll automatically remember it. So rather than having to go back and produce the individual report cards, you can just save the criteria, and then you have that for future use. Once you get those selections made, you just click on the arrow here to go to your goals. And that will take you, and it will load whatever goals had been set up for this client. Now, there were no goals that were already established in the production version of the report card for this individual client, which is why you're seeing no goals here. If they had been, then it would automatically load those goals. So I wanted to show you how easy it is to set up goals in this system. You just click on Edit, go to Add Remove Goals, and then you'll see the list of all the goals that are available. And then you can just make your selections. I'll go ahead and put in advanced purchase. I've got domestic and international, or I could just do an overall. I'll take a look at their online, domestic carriers. Then we'll go down to cars. I'll do the car class and the preferred carriers, and then hotel tiers of the preferred carriers. And then once I've done that, I'm just going to click on Done. It's going to automatically load my actual performance for each of these. Notice the goal set on 0. So you could go in and you could modify the individual goals by this slide bar, and you could put this up to where they're meeting the goal. And you'll notice over here the ROI, the return on investment savings, it automatically calculates for you. So you can see, how they do when they meet their goal. Now it's 0, and then if they were at 100%, you can see the savings calculated automatically for you. You can also, if you didn't want to go through the individual ones and determine their savings, you can click on this preset, and that will allow you to actually automatically set their goals to equal the benchmark. You could do that, and you can see how they're doing based on the benchmark. You could set it equal to their actual values by making that selection, and you can see they're all set. The ROI is automatically calculated. Or what if you wanted to do 10% better or 20% better than actual? If you had a very aggressive travel manager, you can go ahead and set that. Notice you've got a lot of potential savings here now, and you've got a lot of reds. So then individually you could go and make your adjustments that you wanted to. If you thought that was too aggressive and you wanted to pull it down a little bit. Any of these cogwheels, if you click on that, that allows you to change the advanced purchase. If you wanted to set that at 14 days, you can do so just by making that change. Any of the preferred carriers, if you wanted to set, you notice that the actual is still 0 for these preferreds because you haven't chosen any carriers. So you just set your preferred vendors, click on Edit, and you can go between all the individual vendors, or you can concentrate on the alliances here. So if we wanted to go to all, and let's go ahead and select, let's see, United. We'll go ahead and select United, and I'll put a 10%. And I have no idea about this individual company's travel pattern, so hopefully this will look okay. Just click on Done, and you can see United definitely wasn't the best selection. They only have 8% on United. The goal right now is 20%, but you can see that other dot here allows you to see that 8%, or I'm sorry, the 10% that I had selected for that carrier. So you can't go below that. It won't let you go below that, but you could if you added a different carrier, and let's add Delta. Oh, it's right here. I didn't even see that I added it. Let me get rid of that one, and I'll put Delta in at 30. Click on Save, and now you'll notice the dot is way up here. So it's not going to let you go below that 40% anymore. So as a safety check, but you can, again, see everything adjust as you move this. Any of these allow you to make that selection. Here's the hotel tiers. You can go ahead and set that. So setting up goals is very, very easy now. And the only thing that hasn't been moved into here yet for the goals was that individual markets, individual hotel properties, and individual car rental companies based on an airport location. So that is not available yet, but as I said, this is, more things are being added all the time. So we'll make sure that we let everybody know once that's done. So once you make your adjustments here, you just click on Save, and that will save it for you. And actually, I'm going to go back here because I forgot to show you the goal importance. Right now, you can see that we automatically have these goals set up on a gradated scale here, and the ones that are on top are your most important. So you can see how you can very easily determine what the most important goals are for this company. And if they decided they were concentrating on hotel tiers, if you wanted to move that up, you just drag and drop that, and that will put it at the top and weight that individual goal higher than any of the other goals. And again, so rather than the 1 through 10 setting, you can determine just by the order in the goals how important they are to the company. If you wanted to make these more equal across the board, you can take the slide bar and just move it down. Or, if they were wanted them, rather than this 1 through 4 really importance level, you can kind of move it to make them more equal if you wanted to. And then just, again, click on Save. That'll show you the individual goals. Again, you have your actual goal, benchmark, your 12-month trend, and then your ROI section. And you can change those. I had it set to the 100%, but again, you can change those by opening the individual goal. You can also see your individual information on any of the particular goals by just clicking on it. And that will, right now we're on upscale hotel bookings. This will allow you to see a trend analysis, some potential savings, and some compliance for these individual goals. And any that you select will pull up the particulars for that particular goal. So right now we're on the trend analysis, and the date range that I've selected is actually the previous 12 months. So it's going to show us all 12 months. And this will just take a second. While that's loading, you can go to this goal ROI calculator, and that is kind of a neat online way to view the goals. If you expand any of these, you can actually see kind of a graphical representation of the potential savings. It gives you, again, based on those averages and the difference versus their goal and how they actually performed to give you that potential savings. Okay, so here is the upscale hotel bookings trend analysis, and you can see we've got it defaulted to year. So you can see everywhere the burgundy is your actual or their actual company, and then the blue is the benchmark. The orange line is the goal, so you can see every year they've exceeded that goal. Here's the trend by quarter. So again, you can see that they're exceeding that goal even on a month-to-month basis. You can go back to as far back as we have data in the system. So in this case, you can see back to January 2010. The potential savings will allow you to see this based on individual traveler, sorted by the most potential savings. You can change this so it's sorted by traveler name. And again, you can just move your scroll bar, and that will go through all the possible travelers who had potential savings. You notice that we do have this defaulted to exclude anyone who does not have potential savings, so you won't have a whole list of people who are actually meeting that goal showing up. You can also set it up to exclude particular travelers just by entering that, and you can go between a grid and a graph view and then sort this however you wanted to. Here's the same information at the sort 1 level. So for this, for this individual account, you can see here is the most potential savings for their sort 1 fields, and you can show them, just by that. They just don't have a whole lot of different sort 1 fields. And again, you can go to the graph or the grid view. So then here's your compliance section. And this allows you to see, again, that sort 1 or the traveler based on least compliant. So here are all your, right now we're again on upscale hotel bookings. So here is the actual performance versus the missed. And again, you can hold your cursor over and see the details, and you can sort it based on least compliant to most compliant, or you can do it based on the alphabetical listing and then see it across the board. And then here's that same information for the traveler. If we wanted to see your least compliant travelers, you can see that here. And again, this bottom scroll bar, you can move through all your travelers, again, excluding your 100% compliant people. And then here's that graph view or grid view. So you have all of that available just by clicking on that individual goal. You can go through all of 3 of those individual sections of metrics. You also have your individual travel report cards here. If you click on that, that will load the individual report cards. And this was actually just released. And it'll actually calculate the individual report card for your travelers. And I will, I'm going to save that for this training session because it looks like it's taken a little while to load. But play around with that and let me know if you have any questions. This also over here on the very right side of your screen, if you click on that cogwheel, you can print this, or you can actually schedule this. So if you click on schedule, you just click create a new schedule. This will actually email the entire thing to you in a PDF document. So you can set it up, and rather than actually having to log into the system, the individual user could see it. You set up the criteria here, the content that you want, so you can pick and choose exactly what you want, and then it'll actually be emailed when you set it up to that individual as a PDF. You can print it, and when you print it, you can pick and choose exactly what you want and click on print, and that'll print that whatever you selected for you. And then again, if you wanted to go back to that edit criteria screen, and let's go to this other client, you just click done, and that will load. And this client actually had goals set up, so we don't have to go into the edit and add the goals. You can see their actual versus their goal and their benchmark comparison. And if we wanted to go back to that main screen, you go to Overview, and you'll notice here's their score, their goal metric GPA, and then their benchmark GPA. So that's all available for you. And as I mentioned, we are in development of this, so you'll continue to see items added when you hold your cursor over the logo. Right now you can see that the benchmark and the report card have actually been grayed out, so you can't access those. You can access the industry statistics now. So if you're looking for statistical information from the entire TravelGPA database, you can see that there. But as we add more information, we'll make sure to keep you in our communications. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us directly. Thanks so much.